the first one is balances alone and social time.
Like, I know we're supposed to, but I so much prefer my alone time these days that I'm like, I'm really turning into a hermit. Like,
balance. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Get out.
I mean, it's neat though, because
Right.
it's like that personality side. So it's that side that you're aware of where you're like, I want to chill and hermit. And then like, you're like, okay, fine, I'll go out and be social.
Well, Moni, what was the balances? It was balances inner and outer?
Oh, alone and social time is the
Okay,
first one.
I don't have that one. Balances.
There might be some other balancing further down on the bingo list.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah. So next one is going to be senses others' needs.
So my friends will actually get really annoyed with me about this. I have a couple that I'm really close with that I've been friends with for probably almost my entire life. And they'll pop into my head one day and I'll text them and I'll be like, girl, you good? And they're like, no, how do you know that? So yeah, that's kind of cool.
I noticed that sensitivity sort of just comes out of the blue, but it's not always there. Sometimes I'm totally obtuse to the other's needs. It shows, if there's just a detail missing or I missed something along the way, suddenly I won't even notice.
Yeah, I kind of noticed, like, I feel like I get checked out that way, like if I'm getting too overburdened with everything. So yeah, I feel that, like, just so checked out from everybody's needs.
Awesome.
Would you guys say that, like, sometimes you could sense expectations too?
Oh,
yes,
totally.
And I
They're
hate
projecting
it.
on us.
Yeah.
We like send out a broadcast and other people notice it and we don't know we're broadcasting. And so like we feel like, why are the walkers walking in on me right now? It's like, go another way. Stop saying stuff.
So it's so neat with like the second line thing, because it's like the image of just like you're on the like bottom floor in like the living room with the lights are on and the curtains are open and you're just like hanging out and painting or doing your art or whatever it is that you second line's Hermit alone with, like thinking you're just doing your own thing. And then everyone else is like, wow, look at you. You're amazing.
And we don't even notice they're looking. It's like we're really made to be busy with our own little trip. And there's no rules on what that trip is. And it changes all the time. And it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Awesome.
So next one is easygoing, democratic, super chill, easy to vibe with. Do you relate to that?
Totally.
100%.
Depends entirely on the people around me.
Of course.
That makes sense.
You know what? The same thing's true here, but my first response into everything is just that total friendly, exactly like you described. Until they said too many things and I realized I don't feel like hearing any more of their words, and then I politely try and check out.
Right.
It's not their fault. They didn't do anything wrong.
Unaware of natural talents. We already started talking about this when you guys don't realize how amazing you are.
I never know until I totally know.
Funnily enough, I've always been a singer my whole life, always been into singing and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until I was 24 that I decided I was going to do opera, and everybody thought it was a total joke. And I kind of thought it was a total joke too. But I actually found an opera coach. She was like the Lady Macbeth, the Salome over in Europe for basically the entirety of the 80s. And she got me Metropolitan competition ready in a year and 6 months.
Wow.
So it was like, maybe I wasn't totally insane. Maybe I wasn't.
Was that a pleasant surprise over there, Sarah?
It was a huge surprise, but it was like one of the most fulfilling things that's ever happened to me in my entire life. So, and I still sing, but it's just kind of wild.
We need more music in this world.
I agree.
Goes perfectly into the next one, is called to share talents as you're on the opera stage.
Called to share talents. I got one lonely actor so far.
Will some of these not be on our cards?
Yes. Yeah, that's why
Okay.
it's like the bingo thing. So you guys have like different cards, and then whichever one gets like the 5 in the row, or the 4 corners in the free space.
Can
Yeah.
you tell how competitive us 2 4s are? We're like at each other's throats. Not. That's funny.
So that's super, super fun. So the next one is going to be needs close work connection,
Mm.
like working within your network, within like your people, your group.
Yeah,
Hey,
I work better when I got a boss who like actually cares, you know? Like even if it's something I don't like doing, I'll do it better just because I'm working with somebody who cares, you know?
Mhm.
So
same here.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
importance of that connection for it.
I don't want to do it if there isn't some kind of camaraderie and coolness going on. You know, I
Yeah.
gotta feel entertained, or I don't want it.
The next one is driven by correct calls.
Got it.
And after that, we got hermit and people person. Like that balance that you guys get to experience of just like, leave me alone, but be my friend, but leave me alone.
It's like cat mentality, cat software for sure. Like,
That's a great
That's funny you
description.
say that. I had so many friends that they would say I'd be a cat if I was an animal. So
same.
Hey, do you notice when we make ourselves go away? The keynote in the book says the successful, as a behavioral norm, the successful sidestepping of other people's, behavioral requirements of us, successful sidestepping through isolation. You guys notice that you bug out and it seems to always work mostly?
Yes.
totally.
It's like, but even if you're holding on to nerves, like, oh, fuck, I've got to do that, and that guy's gonna, I might have to, and whatever. But as long as you bug out, it's mostly always works out.
Yeah, that
And
makes a lot of sense.
keeps working that way for me anyway. Cool. What else?
Next one is trusts natural gifts.
Has anybody else struggled with this? Because I think that's one of my biggest downfalls is trusting in myself and my gifts. Is
Not
anybody
anymore.
else?
Yep.
Not anymore.
For that.
Not anymore. I used to total. I just, as soon as I see that the gift is there, and it's not many, we're not designed to have a billion gifts. We're designed to be called into like a couple of big fat ones that are wicked cool and we can't stop. But yeah, not so much anymore, thank God. I totally used to. I used to not believe anything.
That's cool.
me,
I hope I get there.
I think for me that ties in with the being unaware of natural talents, and like once you're made aware of it, it's easier to sh- you know to share it.
Right, and it shows up. But
Yeah.
do you also believe it when it shows up, or do you still sort of not trust it until you hone it down? That was always me.
I think it's a fluke.
Yeah, no, I believe it. It's just if it's a natural talent and I don't really think about it as
Right.
something that other people can't do as well. Once somebody points out, or several somebody's comment on it.
Chris, can I take a guess? Got a defined ego? Do you remember?
Do I? Let me pull up my chart. I don't believe so, actually.
I'm open.
Yeah.
You're talking like a defined ego. Not that that's necessarily the case, but
Yeah, no. That's the G center, right?
right next to it, the little triangle, red. It would be.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heart,
Yeah.
ego, will.
Sacral. Yeah, for me, sacral, heart, and G and head are open. The others are defined.
Wow. Cool. So what was next, Moans?
Drained by excessive study.
Mm.
Unless we're called.
Good point.
Yeah, if I want to learn something new, I go deep, and
We're undrained by excessive
sometimes,
study at that point.
yeah,
Yeah, when it's like right for you guys to like go off and hermit, like you just disappear and then you come back and then like you guys know all this cool stuff.
Hands down, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's been obsessed like us. I can say that.
yeah.
That's
That
a
is
fact.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always so impressive.
Guys ever see Blades of Glory? The movie Blades of Glory? With
I don't
Will
know if I've
Ferrell.
seen that.
It's
Oh, with
just-
Will Ferrell.
yeah. It's just
Yeah.
that scene near the end with the guy that was always trying to kill him. It was like, don't worry later. No one can obsess like me, Jimmy. He's always totally. It was just so. I looked at that and I was like, oh my god, a little extreme, but you know, pretty much.
That's funny.
So the next one is relies on others' feedback.
It's a tricky one. I value others' feedback, but I
Yeah, that is tricky.
necessarily say I rely on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it maybe is like trying to refer to like the calling out, because it's like if you guys are just like cool being natural, doing your own thing, doing your art. So I think maybe like relying on people to be like, hey, you're really good at that. Come over here and do that. Maybe is what it's trying to get at.
Relies it. Yeah, you know what?
Gotcha.
It must be referring to that. Yeah.
I think for me, I think the only feedback that I really would rely on or seek out would be the people that I love and cherish the most, the ones that really mean something,
Right.
Totally.
you know? Because otherwise it's like, I don't care what you think, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'm
don't care.
terrible.
Like the 2 and the 4 there, where you're like, if you're my people, if you're my 4, my people, my network, but otherwise I'm gonna just go hermit and do my own thing.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
So the next one is shyness filters calls. That the shyness that you experience as like a hermit is then like part of the filtering process of like which calls you accept to like step out with that natural gift.
I'd say that's true. I mean, even if it's only a little bit or a speck or it's just something, I'd say that that little filter mechanism is there. Yeah.
Cool. How you guys doing on your bingos? Anyone getting close?
I'm
I'm
so
not worried.
close on 2 ways. I'm so close.
Dude, yeah, I'm a mess over here.
Guys, you're gonna laugh at me, but I have a bingo. I didn't even realize.
Oh,
That's the best.
So in
I
your
was like, wait a second.
hermitude, so hanging in your hermitude that we need to call you out to win bingo.
oh man, you're fired.
Flash, you win.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's delightful. Y'all are great. Cool. Are we calling it a bingo then? Or are we going for a second one? We ready for questions?
Did someone get bingo?
Yeah.
Oh, you got bingo. Oh, okay.
Dad at the bottom. He's like, oh, I didn't realize because I'm a hermit, just hanging out, being cool, painting,
Hold on.
doing
I'll do one more bingo, but only if those of us who didn't win can keep the X's we currently have.
Yeah, of course. So let's do one more bingo win. Let's see if
They'll speed
someone
up the game.
notices. We gotta call them out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
funny.
So develops authority by sharing. Right? Because otherwise you're just like hanging out with, you're like, I'm super good at this, but I don't realize it because I don't know, I'm just good at this. But in that process of being called out to externalize, then it's like, oh, okay, I'm good at this. And like having some sense of self and authority, perhaps.
I think that makes more sense to me now. Yeah, because I was like, okay, what does it mean by that?
Yeah, in making the bingo cards, Mon, I was like trying to like fit enough words to express something on the bingo thing, but then also like, what does that mean? So I got a completely open throat, so I think I can just help translate it.
That makes sense.
It's
No, I get
working.
that. That makes sense. Yeah.
It's working.
All right, and then we got the next one. Avoids physical exhaustion.
Perhaps too much. I got a bingo.
Oh, well, there you go. So the perfect amount of resting on that one.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't have got it anyways, but cool. I got nothing here. I'm not even close. I'm 2 away no matter where I look. That's funny. Cool.
Well,
What's next?
everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner here at Awaken Your Human
Crap.
Design. So we're just
There's some
happy to hang
losers,
out.
dude.
No, because we all get to hang out and learn about each other and play a fun game.